How's it going, everybody? My name is Mike from Box and Jackalope, and welcome to a new series on our channel where we look at the characters of Battle for Azeroth and we decide whether their character arcs kind of suck or whether they're interesting. So the first character I want to talk about is Baine Bloodhoof, and what I thought of his character arc in Battle for Azeroth, or what character arc to be precise. So, Baine Bloodhoof has been the topic of a lot of discussion in Battle for Azeroth. A lot of people call him a coward, a lot of people are saying he's acting in character, and I'm kind of somewhere in between, but I lean towards the crowd that's calling him a coward. I think Baine's actions in BFA have been very and I really just don't like him as a character right now. So, pretty much this is how every conversation's gone for him in BFA. This is dishonorable! This is madness! Oh, but Baine, it's all for the Horde. And he keeps bashing on Sylvanas, yet he doesn't do anything about it. And to me, this is a huge problem with his character. You have this huge disconnect where, yeah, obviously you want him to rebel, similar to how Vol'jin did with Garrosh, but he's not really doing anything about it, and it's like, okay. We're going to get into some spoilers for patch 8.1, so if you don't want to know about the events in the Battle for Dazar'alor, please click off right now. So after the events of this raid, King Rastakhan gets killed by the Alliance, which I consider a dishonorable act on their end, but that's a topic for another video. The Horde is basically about to lose the war right here, and Baine's response to this is, well, perhaps we can open negotiations? That just seems such, not very Horde-like for me. Yes, he's trying to end the faction war, but Sylvanas puts him in his place and says,
The Alliance slays the leader of the Zandalari, and you speak of negotiations? No, this war will not end until we stand victorious.
I think this is a huge problem for me, and I agree with Sylvanas in this case. I think Baine Bloodhoof is being a coward here. After the events of King Rastakhan's funeral, Sylvanas resurrects Derek Proudmoore. Baine, as he's been doing the whole expansion, calls her out on it. And I do have to agree with him here, this is dishonorable, and as a Pandaren player, I disagree with her. However, Baine's all talk here because he doesn't do anything to stop her. They do end up going to the player character. You guys end up going to this little tomb, and Derek Proudmoore gives off this little spiel, and Baine is like, we must do something. So perhaps in the later patches he's gonna do something, but it just seems weird that he's sided with Sylvanas throughout all of this if he's had such a problem with it. He's done enough to really justify the Alliance taking him prisoner and blaming him for her actions. I feel like a lot of the Horde leaders wouldn't have stayed with her to this point, and Baine Bloodhoof is just the prime example of that. I think it would have been interesting had he gone off with Saurfang at the beginning of the expansion and said, I'm gonna follow in his footsteps, I can't be a member of the Horde anymore. And I kind of get where there might have been a disconnect here with the player character, because a lot of us don't really want to follow Sylvanas. But I just wish they wouldn't have had that disconnect between us, the other leaders, and the rest of the Horde. I think it just feels very awkward and forced, and I personally do not like it at the moment. I think overall for me it's kind of destroyed Baine's character for him to have sided with her for this long. A lot of the other Horde leaders too, I don't really understand why they're okay with what's going on. Not to only point it out at Baine Bloodhoof, because if you do go on the Wikipedias, guys, he's an interesting character. He has a lot that goes on, but I think it would be cool if they turned his, strife with the community almost, where they're saying he's not helping out, into a character arc for him where he doesn't, he's afraid to stand up for himself, to Sylvanas, to stand up for what the Horde believes in. I really wish that there was more inner strife right now than we've been getting. In the 8.1 War campaign, Rexxar and the Nightborn mage, I forget her name, forgive me, they kind of call Sylvanas out too. They're like, I fear our Horde is at a crossroads again. And I agree with them on that. But I wish they didn't have all of us participate in all the dishonorable actions that Sylvanas did, because it makes it awkward for us. So, overall, how do I feel about Baine's character arc in Battle for Azeroth? I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. It seems weird for him to kind of be heading the charge for Sylvanas, even though it gives the Tauren player character some representation. I just think his actions speak louder than words, and all he says is, this is dishonorable, and he hasn't done anything about it. For him to do it late in the expansion, it kind of sucks, because you wonder why he didn't do it earlier, and I think that's a problem the community has with Baine Bloodhoof's character. So anyway, guys, what do you think about Baine Bloodhoof's character? Do you think he's a coward? Do you think he's a good character? Do you think he's well written? For me, he kind of gets a thumbs down for his BFA character arc. I think his character does have a lot of potential, and I don't really hate him completely. I like his character design, but for me, he's always kind of seemed kind of spineless. That's always how I've looked at him. But anyway, G-Firepaw is my faction leader, so who am I to talk? So anyway, guys, I'll see you next time.
Hello everyone, it is I, your war chief, speaking. I hope everyone's Wintervale celebrations went off without a hitch. I got coal. Just kidding, I got a curling iron, it's very nice. I hope you see it in the next couple of cutscenes I'm in. I really spruced up a little bit, but let's cut down to the chase here. Baine Bloodhoof, what's wrong with you? You make me so angry. Like, very, very angry. Why are you even a part of the Horde still, is what I want to know, but I'll have to figure out a way to do something about that. Anyways, thank you for watching, and please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Happy New Year's.